professor of long-standing New York, fascinating, spent his life studying Spanish films. I've probably seen every Spanish film ever released, and wrote a wonderful reference book which focuses on the great Spanish films since 1950. And he talks about the period before Francisco Franco and the various censorship and controls of the Spanish cinema, and then just what happens after Franco. I remember it well because I was in Spain as Franco administration collapsed, and everybody's so excited, and suddenly people could do what they wanted for the first time, and it was kind of a flourishing of the Spanish film industry, and a lot of interest in Spanish films, particularly in New York. Long-standing film festivals in New York which have been showing Spanish film. So if you're looking for information about Louis Buñuel, who spent a lot of time in exile in France and did that famous film, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, or many of his other films, the hot Spanish film producer today, I guess, is Almodovar, Pedro, who's got all sorts of films, and several, one of which I guess at least has won the Foreign Academy Award, Oscar. One of them here. We have lots of. I look at these. We have lots of these films in our BPAL collection. The nice thing about this, it tells you whether they not only won our awards, but did they win Spanish film awards like Zagoya. Notable actors. So before you're seeing a film, I like to check out some of these entries and see if it's worth my time. He gives you a nice summary of the dialogue and some critical comments. So again, if you're into Spanish films, a great place to start. Well, I think the other great group of, I shouldn't say limited to Italian, because Germans have produced a lot of great films as well. But Italian cinema certainly made major contributions in the 20th century, 21st century to the film industry. And this is one of the Scarecrow products, kind of treated as a historical dictionary as opposed to arrangement by film. And so if you're looking for information on everyone from Bernardo Bertolucci to Sophia Loren, actually, I guess Sophia was the first person ever to win an Academy Award for a film in a foreign language. And that has only happened a couple times in the history of the Academy Awards. And of course, who could forget Bernini's acceptance a few years ago. He came cavorting across the stage to get his Best Actor award. If you grew up in my generation, you probably saw a lot of very bad Sergio Leone's those spaghetti westerns from yesteryear. He has a wonderful chronology in here to try to recreate the Italian, Spanish cinema.
Are those in the Spanish one too? Weren't they filmed in Spain?
Some of them were. Some of them were filmed. You're right. Absolutely, they were filmed. I don't think they are. I think they're listed here, but I think some of them were on La Mancha and the Plains of Castile, and so Italian cinema. That's another, again, project that I think if you're fascinated on films, those of you that those are very workable. We need one in Polish film in that term. You can kind of take it. You're dealing with a limited number of films, and it's a question of kind of gathering information and interpreting it not to a Polish audience or an Italian audience or a Spanish audience, but an American audience who maybe just haven't seen very many of these films, would like to find out more. And so these are being translated, I'm told, because there is no comparable Italian volume of film, so that this is likely to find a market also in Italy. Well, every year for all those people who do American Lit term papers, both in high schools and in college. I know some of you have taught those classes. There's always a need. We get a lot of reference questions about literary characters. I've got to do a paper on so-and-so. And I thought Matthew Bercoli and Judith Bauman put together what I thought were a very nice and very up-to-date and current list, including most of the things taught in American high schools today. And this is the place where you look up